Have you noticed your legs getting weaker as you age? What if I told you that the secret to keeping them strong isn't just exercise, but the right foods? Let me introduce you to Mr. Henry, a 78-year-old man who once started every morning with a long walk around his neighborhood. But as the years passed, something changed. Even a short trip to the mailbox became a challenge. His legs felt tired, wobbly, almost as if they weren't his anymore. One day, during a routine checkup, his doctor gave him a serious warning. "Henry, leg weakness is one of the first signs of aging decline. If you don't act now, simple things like walking, climbing stairs, or even standing for long periods will become difficult." Henry refused to accept that fate. He didn't just rely on exercise. He changed his diet. And what happened next surprised everyone, even his doctor. In today's video, I'll reveal the 3 powerful foods that helped Henry regain his strength, and how they can help you too. Let's dive in. Food number 1, leafy greens, nature's leg booster. Mrs. Linda, an 82-year-old grandmother, always had one rule for her grandkids at the dinner table. Eat your greens, or your legs will wobble like jelly. She was full of energy back then, walking everywhere, bending down to garden, and even dancing at family gatherings. But as she entered her 70s, something changed. Her legs no longer felt strong. She would stand up from a chair and feel wobbly. Walking up the stairs made her knees shake. She never thought this could happen to her. One day, a close friend who was a retired nurse visited Linda and noticed her struggling to get around. After hearing about her leg weakness, she gave Linda a simple but powerful piece of advice. Start eating 1 plate of leafy greens every day. You'll thank me later. At first, Linda was skeptical. Could something as simple as spinach, kale, or lettuce really make a difference? But she had nothing to lose, so she gave it a try. She added spinach to her omelets, kale to her soups, and a side of steamed greens with dinner. Within weeks, she noticed something shocking. Her legs didn't feel as weak anymore. Standing up felt easier, and she even walked around the block without feeling exhausted. It was as if her legs had been given a second chance. Science confirms what Linda experienced. Leafy greens are packed with magnesium, a crucial mineral for muscle function. When your body lacks magnesium, your muscles become weak and tired, making leg movements more difficult. But when you get enough, your muscles contract and relax properly, improving strength and endurance. Not only that, but leafy greens are rich in nitrates, which help increase blood flow to your muscles. As we age, circulation slows down, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach the legs. This can lead to cramping, heaviness, and fatigue. But the natural nitrates in greens work like fuel, keeping your leg muscles active and energized. Looking back, Mrs. Linda regrets ignoring her own advice for so many years. But she's grateful she made the change. Now, when her grandkids visit, they hear her say the same thing she told them years ago. Eat your greens, or your legs will wobble like jelly. Only now, she knows just how true that is. If you're experiencing leg weakness, don't wait. Start adding leafy greens to your daily meals. It's a small change, but as Mrs. Linda learned, it can make a big difference. Food number 2, eggs, a protein and vitamin D powerhouse. Grandpa Joe, 75, was once known as the strongest man in his neighborhood. He built his own shed, carried heavy grocery bags without a problem, and never needed help lifting things. But after retiring, something changed. His muscles began to shrink. His legs felt weaker, and even standing for long periods became tiring. At first he shrugged it off, thinking, maybe this is just part of aging. But his wife, who had been by his side for over 50 years, noticed something. One morning at breakfast, she looked at him and said, "Joe, remember how we used to eat eggs every morning? We were never weak back then." It was true. Decades ago, eggs were a staple in their household. But over time, with new diet trends and changing habits, Joe had slowly stopped eating them. Curious, he decided to bring eggs back into his diet. Every morning he ate 2 eggs, sometimes boiled, sometimes scrambled, or mixed into an omelet. Within months, something incredible happened. His legs felt stronger, standing up was easier, and even his posture improved. He wasn't just imagining it. His body was actually rebuilding strength. The secret lies in what eggs provide. They are one of the best sources of high-quality protein, which is essential for maintaining and rebuilding muscle. As we age, our bodies lose muscle mass faster, especially in the legs. Without enough protein, muscles shrink and mobility declines. But each egg contains about 6 grams of muscle-building protein, making them an easy and powerful way to support leg strength. And let's not forget vitamin D, another key nutrient found in eggs. Vitamin D is essential for bone strength and balance, helping prevent falls and fractures, which become a big concern in older age. Many seniors don't get enough vitamin D, especially those who don't spend much time in the sun. Eggs provide a natural source of this vital nutrient, ensuring that both muscles and bones stay strong. Now, Joe never skips his morning eggs. He swears by them, telling his friends at the community center, "If you want to keep your legs strong, start with breakfast. 2 eggs a day. Trust me, it works." So, if you've been feeling weaker on your feet, take a lesson from Grandpa Joe. A simple change in your breakfast routine could be the key to keeping your legs strong and steady for years to come. Food number 3, fatty fish, the ultimate leg saver. At 79, Aunt Margaret almost gave up on walking. What started as a little stiffness in her knees turned into something much worse. Her legs ached, her joints felt swollen, and even standing up from a chair became a painful struggle. The doctor's diagnosis? Joint inflammation and muscle weakness, common issues that come with age. Margaret felt defeated. She had always been an active woman, spending hours in her garden, tending to her flowers and vegetables. But now, even a short walk across the yard felt impossible. Just as she was about to accept that her mobility was fading, her son, a nutritionist, gave her a simple but powerful piece of advice. "Mom, start eating fatty fish 3 times a week. It's not just good for your heart. It's a leg saver, too." Skeptical but willing to try anything, Margaret started adding salmon, sardines, and mackerel to her meals. She grilled salmon for dinner, added sardines to her salads, and even tried mackerel in a homemade fish stew. Within weeks, she felt a difference. And after a few months, the transformation was incredible. Her legs felt stronger, the pain had reduced, and she could finally return to her beloved garden. So, what made the difference? Fatty fish is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which fight inflammation in the joints and muscles. Many elderly people struggle with leg pain due to inflammation, which weakens muscles and makes movement painful. But omega-3s act like natural pain relievers, reducing swelling and keeping the legs flexible and mobile. On top of that, fatty fish is also an excellent source of protein, essential for maintaining muscle mass and strength. Just like with eggs, getting enough protein helps prevent the muscle loss that makes walking, climbing stairs, and even standing up harder with age. The result? Stronger legs, better balance, and more independence. Now, Aunt Margaret swears by her new diet. She tells everyone who will listen, "I thought my walking days were over, but salmon and sardines proved me wrong." She's back in her garden, bending, standing, and moving without struggle, all thanks to the power of fatty fish. If you've been feeling weaker on your feet, take a lesson from Aunt Margaret. Add fatty fish to your meals a few times a week. Your legs will thank you. Conclusion. So, there you have it. Leafy greens, eggs, and fatty fish. 3 simple yet powerful foods that can keep your legs strong as you age. Remember, leg weakness is not just a part of getting older, it's a sign that your body needs the right nutrition. Just like Mr. Henry, Grandpa Joe, and Aunt Margaret, you can take control of your health with the right foods. Now, I have a little challenge for you. If you found this video helpful, drop a 9 in the comments. But if you think you don't need to change anything about your diet, comment 0. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.